You're listening to Health Professional Radio with Wayne Buckler. Today my guest is Jurie Rossouw, and we're having a talk about a book that he's written. Now, Jurie, welcome to Health Professional Radio. I know you've written a book that's used in the health industry. Can you tell us more about yourself and what it is you provide?
Yes, certainly. So professionally, I work in the field of resilience, which I mainly do in a business context. So what this really means is that I help businesses and its people to bounce back from disruptions. So a lot of this has to do with personal resilience, which is my main passion, and I think that resilience is really particularly relevant for hospital staff and patients. So I just published a book called Think Lean Method, which is an evidence-based guide to a healthy lifestyle with a particular focus on developing resilience and healthy thinking patterns. So in the book, I bring together different fields into one holistic plan. So this includes nutrition, neuroscience, and psychology. So for these, I focused only on what's been scientifically proven to build an unbiased view of what a healthy lifestyle is. And I consulted with nutritionists and psychologists for expert input to verify the ideas and to build, and it's fully endorsed in that sense. So the book is called Think Lean Method, and it's not just about having a lean body, but more importantly, having a lean mindset, where you simplify life, you set clear goals, and you efficiently work towards them.
It's a pleasure to have you on Health Professional Radio with us. What was the passion that drove you to write the book?
So I've had a lot of issues with my own personal health and also a bit of a sugar addiction. And I eventually decided that I need to improve my own lifestyle. And I couldn't find one resource that covered both the body and the mind. So I ended up doing a lot of research on my own to find a path to health. And I spent about 10 years just trying different approaches on myself. It was only later on that it became very clear to me that personal resilience is one of the key enablers that is left out of most books. And so having realized this and seeing the difference that resilience made for me, I decided to write the book that I wish was around back when I started. And that's really what pushed me to write Think Lean Method.
Now, resilience is one of those interesting concepts. How does this relate to health professionals in the health industry?
So about half of my clients are psychologists and counselors who have bought the book specifically to share ideas in healthy living with their clients, and this includes concepts around resilience. So what I've heard from psychologists is that how the book talks about the effects on the brain, it makes it a bit more tangible for their patients. So just as an example, so everyone knows that they should exercise to be physically fit, but when you also explain that exercise upregulates brain-derived neurotrophic factor, which is a chemical that helps the brain to grow and adapt, and it helps to protect the brain against Alzheimer's and other neurodegenerative diseases, then it adds a new dimension that they can anchor to. So what I did with the book was to try and write it in an accessible way, which breaks down into a simple plan, but still have it go into detail on recent studies. So it reads much like a textbook in that sense. But overall, the feedback has been that it's a useful resource on practical ideas for healthy living, and the resilience aspect is particularly valuable for hospital staff and also for patients who are moving on from a hospital admission, for example.
And so for people who have had a physical health issue, you think the mental health issue has an impact on their recovery?
I think the resilience side of it is particularly important. Ideally, people would build resilience before these type of things happen to them, but usually they only realize once they're in the situation that this is the time they need to be resilient, and then it's providing them with those tools, especially around building support networks and involving others in their lives, that I think it really plays a big part in just transitioning back to their normal lives, getting back into a healthy lifestyle, and bouncing back faster than they would otherwise. I think sometimes, especially hospital patients who are released, they might not really go back to a healthy lifestyle for quite a while because everything is kind of disrupted. So it's helping them making that transition faster and making it easier.
So what's the current issue that you're focusing on now, Jurie?
So the main message that I want to focus on is mental fitness. So mental fitness is about a person having a healthy brain, being personally resilient, and having clear goals that they're working towards. So just as we work on our own physical fitness, so should we also work on our own mental fitness. In a way, a healthy lifestyle is like running a mental marathon because it takes a lot of psychological stamina to stay on track. So if we talk about dieting in particular, this is where we often see people falling back to an unhealthy lifestyle because they make a physical change without having been prepared mentally. So that's really the most important thing that I'm communicating through Think Lean Method. It's about helping people to build mental fitness in a practical way. And for example, this would be through visualization techniques, building support networks, through better sleep hygiene, exercise, good nutrition, and so on. And ideally, I'd like people to be just as passionate to be about mental fitness as they tend to be about physical fitness.
That's an interesting approach. And the idea of mental fitness are two words that I haven't kind of put together in my head previously. And the book is called Think Lean Method. It sounds like an intriguing read. What's the biggest misconception that you find amongst your clients and customers about your passion that drives you and keeps you awake at night?
One of the big things for me that always gets me is that people think that a healthy lifestyle is an all or nothing deal. That they can never eat their favorite foods anymore or something along those lines. And the reality is that following a healthy lifestyle only 80% of the time, for example, can still be very positive for overall health. So in the book, I set out guidelines for clients to find a level that's realistic and that's achievable and sustainable. And being sustainable is just so important. And that's why I don't believe in depriving people of things that they enjoy the most, but instead showing how to make it easier for people to achieve moderation and to improve discipline through better brain health and mental fitness. But it's fantastic to hear the stories of people who are starting to get this concept and who finally managed to lose weight, build a healthy lifestyle, specifically because the book has helped them with the mental aspect of healthy living. And that's really inspiring to hear.
Jurie, that's an intriguing concept, and yes, I bet it is inspiring to hear. Now, Jurie has joined us today to talk about his book, Think Lean Method. Jurie, where can people get the book?
So it's a recent release. It is now available on Amazon.com or available on my website, thinkleanmethod.com, directly for Australian customers. And it's really the best place to get it.
And for people who want to get in touch with you, I guess www.thinkleanmethod.com is the best place?
Absolutely, that's the place to go. Or, of course, there's always Facebook and all those kind of places for anyone so inclined.
Yes, we're all very accessible these days one way or another.
Yes, exactly.
You've been listening to Wayne Buckler on Health Professional Radio. I've been in conversation with Jurie Rossouw, who has written a book, Think Lean Method, that sounds like an intriguing approach to both mind and the body. If you're interested in having a read of this interview, a transcript is available on our website at www.hpr.fm, and there's an archive there on SoundCloud and on YouTube. This is Wayne Buckler for Health Professional Radio.